Proverbs 14:24. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. A crown is most often associated with a monarch that rules over a nation. However, here it's shown as one's wealth. Ordinarily, when we think of wealth, we think of financial success. But as we take this in context with the remaining part of the verse, they are described as wise, and it must have to do with their character attributes. We know from Scripture and from experience that wise men are not always rich, having many possessions. In James it says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him?" From this verse alone, we would have to say that richness in faith is far greater than richness in material goods. When contrasted to the fool, the wise man excels. Everything about a fool is silliness. It has no real value. A fool is unable and unwilling to look ahead at consequences for his actions, and goes with what feels good at the moment rather than what has lasting value. Today we have rioters who destroy and loot and maim others, and they're fools. They can't see where such actions will lead them. They are so foolish that they don't realize that once something is destroyed, either you do without or you must rebuild it. You know, there's some very simple truths about getting the wisdom that's needed. One, in Proverbs 4 verses 5 through 9, is basically seek for it. He said, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, she shall preserve thee, love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee, she shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, and a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. We also need to ask for it. In the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5, it says, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." Note very carefully how Solomon begins the Proverbs. In chapter 1, he begins by saying, "The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction."